All right, let's talk about something truly wild, higher dimensions. You've seen it in the movies, you've heard the theories online, but what's the real story? Today, we're going to separate the sci-fi from the science. Let's jump in.
Okay, I want you to picture this. You remember that incredible scene from Interstellar, right? It's absolutely unforgettable. Our hero, Cooper, falls into a black hole, and he ends up in this bizarre, beautiful place, the Tesseract. And from there, he can see every single moment of his daughter's life, all at once. It's like her entire past is laid out right in front of him, like a library of her memories.
I mean, how cool is that? The idea that if you could just step into a higher dimension, you could become a master of time. But could something like that actually be real? Could higher dimensions really give us power over time itself? Well, that is the question we are going to unpack today.
So let's start right there with the interstellar question. That scene is our perfect jumping off point because it taps into this huge popular idea about what higher dimensions are all about.
And if you've ever spent any time online looking this stuff up, you've seen it. There are so many videos that frame dimensions not as a physics concept, but as this ladder you can climb to get actual superpowers. It's this whole theory about becoming godlike. So before we get to the real science, let's take a look at what this popular theory is all about.
Yeah, people talk about it like it's a video game, you know? You level up through the dimensions, and with each level, you unlock more and more power over reality itself. So let's climb this so-called ladder of superpowers and see what it claims.
Okay, so here's how it supposedly goes. You hit the fourth or fifth dimension, and boom, you can see the past, just like Cooper. But then you level up to the sixth dimension. Now you can change the past. Think Doctor Strange looking at all those millions of futures. It gets crazier. In the seventh and eighth, you can supposedly choose your own origin story, like pick where and when you're born. And then, the grand finale, the ninth and 10th dimensions. That's where you basically become a god, with total control over every possible universe.
But here's the interesting part. Even in this wild theory, there are rules. It's not a total free-for-all. For example, down in 4D and 5D, you're just a spectator. You can look, but you can't touch. No changing things. In 6D, you get to play around, but only with your own timelines. It's not until you get all the way to the top that all the restrictions come off and you get the keys to the whole kingdom, so to speak.
So this all sounds absolutely amazing, right? It's like a superhero origin story just waiting to happen. But, and this is a big but, what does actual physics have to say about any of this? Forget the superpowers for a second. Let's get back to reality.
Okay, so what is a dimension, really? Time for the scientific definition. And honestly, you might be a little surprised at just how simple it is.
Here it is. A dimension is a direction of free movement in space. That's it. Seriously. It's not some mystical place. It's not a level of consciousness. It's just a way you can move. Let's build this up from zero, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Okay, imagine a single tiny dot, a point. It has no length, no width, no height. If you existed on this point, you couldn't move anywhere. You're completely stuck. There are no directions to go. That's zero dimensions, zero freedom to move. Now let's take that point and stretch it out. We get a line. And just like that, you've got your first dimension. You can now move in one direction, forwards and backwards, along that line. That's 1D. You can probably see where this is going, right? We take that 1D line and we pull it out sideways. Now we've got a flat surface, like a sheet of paper. You've got two directions of movement, forwards and backwards, and left and right. And there you have it, the second dimension. And for the final step, we take our flat 2D plane and we pull it up. Now we've created depth. We've got a cube. You can move forward/backwards, left/right, and up/down. 3 directions of freedom. And that's our world. That's the 3D space we all live in.
Okay, so now we have these two totally different ideas, don't we? On one side, you've got the sci-fi ladder of superpowers, and on the other, you have the simple scientific definition of a direction to move. So how do we put these together? How do we make sense of what we saw in Interstellar?
And this, right here, is the key to the whole thing. This is the big takeaway. In science fiction, the fourth dimension is almost always treated as time, a realm you can navigate. But in actual physics, the fourth dimension is just another direction, a fourth way to move, totally perpendicular to our up, down, left, right, forward, backward. It's another dimension of space, not time.
So that brings us back to the Tesseract from the movie. And get this,
A tesseract is a real thing. Well, it's a real mathematical thing. It's the proper name for a four-dimensional cube. Just like a cube is what you get when you bring a square into 3D. So what the movie did, very cleverly, was take a real scientific term and give it this amazing fictional power to tell a great story.
And really, that's the bottom line here. Science fiction is amazing because it takes real, mind-bending science and asks that magical question, what if? It's meant to inspire us, to make us dream. But at the end of the day, its job is to tell a story, not to teach a physics lesson.
But that leaves us with one last, truly mind-blowing question. If the fourth dimension is a real direction in space, one we just can't see or access, what would it even be like? And what about all the other dimensions that theories like string theory predict? What could be hiding in those higher dimensions, right here, all around us, totally invisible to our senses? Now that's something to think about.